Welcome back, everybody. We are on today's second day. The video is picking up where we left off on Grim Dawn last time, and our build has not changed. We didn't do any grinding in between there and now, so we're just getting right back into it. Everything exactly the same. We're going to start off getting some reading out of the way, though, because this shit takes such a long time, but I don't want to pass up a single moment. Corvin Expedition First Entry. The writings gathered here are to serve as record of our journey to reach the lost Corvin city. This expedition is the culmination of a lifetime of study by myself, Thomas Peterson, and my esteemed colleague, Roderick Crane. Together we have focused our efforts on an ancient lore that speaks of a magnificent city of gold hidden deep in the burning desert. A city whose people and culture vanished generations ago by following the works of Ryan the Scholar. Sparse regional folklore and a number of cryptic religious texts, we were able to piece together a potential location for the lost city. From Ryan's writings, we know that the main port of entry to the Corvin civilization was a place called the Karen Docks, a massive coastal city positioned in a protective bay just inland of a large river delta. However, recovered Corvin folklore claims that the waters of this river delta and the protective bay where Karen was situated turned to flame and were burned away during the supposed cataclysmic event that ended the civilization. After speaking with a number of shipping merchants and retired sailors, we have pinpointed a location that fits this description. A strip of land where the desert meets the sea, just north of Cape Erin. The terrain and weather here are apparently so treacherous that few have ventured far from the coast. It should not go unmentioned that funding for our expedition was provided by a number of wealthy individuals from both Erelon and Malmouth. It does concern me that their interests in the lost city may not align with ours, and they have sent a retinue of individuals to monitor our progress and look after their investment. I am concerned that they may attempt to interfere if things don't seem to be going their way. Roderick assures me that whatever their intentions, we will not allow them to waylay us from our goal, though I suspect he's told them they are likely to find some sort of treasure or other valuable items to make it seem worth investing in our expedition. And so our journey begins. That seems like a metaphor for the expansions. Like, people paid for the initial Grim Dawn and the Malmouth expansion, and here we are. But anyway, back down to the exploration. Now, we do still have the game on normal here because we just want to kind of farm the most efficient way possible. Obviously, we can turn up the difficulty and get a bit more XP, but in doing that, oh my god, we are going to take a shitload more damage, die a lot more often, and probably completely negate all the effort. As you can see, I had to use both my heal from my pneumatic burst and my potion to survive whatever the fuck just happened there with that beetle fucker. So, I'm not super ready yet to go into higher difficulties of damage, especially being that the expansions, both this and the Ashes of Malmouth, are pretty unforgiving in the enemy department. Enemies do a lot more damage. They do come in lots more different variations, and just kind of fuck your shit up at random intervals. The good news is that obviously the XP is worth it, but we should be getting some decent drops hopefully on the items as well. Oh, at least that's the dream. I'm not going anywhere near puddles of green acidy poisony damage. Is that the entirety? Looks like it. Must have gotten them cleared out already. Well, all that being said, it is just a secret area. It's not anything hugely related to what we're after. There may be some monster infrequents or something special down there. I don't know if I missed it, but we can always research that later. The good news about Grim Dawn is that there's always something to find. And if you don't know what you're looking for, there's so many tools for this game online for research and all that stuff that... Oh yes, we're both necromancers. I'll come back to that. I do want to get into that, but not at the moment. But yeah, no, there's so many documents, there's so many tools, there's so much information created by players for Grim Dawn in both Grim Tools, on the Crate forums, just everywhere. If you're just typing specific Grim Dawn stuff into a Google search, you are going to probably find what you're after. And then you're going to fall down a rabbit hole that's going to show you so much more information that you did not have before. So, that being said, you can completely unlock an avenue for your build that you didn't even know existed. So, that's kind of where I get stuck with a lot of these builds, because the creativity and the freedom in making them is so massive. It's just explosive, the amount of things that you can find and really exploit depending on what you want to do. But anyway, hopefully we can find some more icy weapons in this desert, which I know is pretty oxymoronical, but I will not give up hope. I will make it through the desert. Just kill those guys real quick. We'll pick this up for some money. Let's see. Head over to the right here. Anything this way? Nope. We are not running as fast at the moment because we do not any longer have the boots of swiftness. Now, that being said, the boots that we switched to are definitely more in line with our kit, but I will be the first to admit that I hate not being able to run fast. Which is, I mean, part of the problem that, or one of the very few problems that I have with this game is that the distances that you need to traverse sometimes are quite large. I should be able to get in there. Why can't I get in there? There you can click on? No. It says on the map that little area is accessible, but I don't know how to do it. So, we'll figure that out later. The Sting. Alright, let's see what you got. Killing lots of ghosts and demons and desert spirits. What have we? I don't want to read that one just yet. Nope. This one. Wait. Empowered Dreadguard goes over here. The parchment is covered in what appears to be a dried up human bile. That's from a person's stomach. The Corvin people have been generous with their treasures, hardly a threat in sight. I had to use the fire of my camp to scare off something lurking in the dark last night, but otherwise, it had been an easy journey so far. Day 5. Today I was making my way back to the camp when something stung me, made me feel a bit dizzy. I know a good night's sleep will help me to feel right as rain. Nothing to be concerned. Or is it 7? I'm not sure how long I've slept, but something is definitely wrong. My lips are cracked, my gums are bleeding, and the headache, my God, the headache is blinding. The skin feels like it's crawling. Everything hurts so bad I can barely move. What manner of demon stung me? Day 9. I've managed to crawl my way back to the horse and traveled back south out of the basin, but the symptoms have not abated. Twice now I've woken in agony, burning up. My skin moves on its own as if something was moving beneath the surface. Day 10. I've watched in horror as a fat maggot tore through the flesh of my abdomen from the inside. They are inside me. By the gods, they are feasting while I still live. Oh my God. I will never read another bug-related lore excerpt ever again. I hate that visual. I don't. I watched Aliens. That's all I needed. Or was it Alien? It was just Alien, wasn't it? I don't need any more exposure to that sort of disgusting shit. Fuck bugs. Just fuck bugs all day long. I hate bugs. Ugh. We're just gonna fucking hyper freeze them with our fancy cold build, and we're just gonna send them to the bug zapper if that doesn't work with our lightning. It's just everything about our build is designed to make bugs hate us, and that is the best way that we can continue on this expedition full of giant beetles, huge swarms of flies, scorpions, and other things with claws, stingers, and buzzing. Oh my god. Ugh. Can you tell that I have an aversion to bugs? Just a little bit. Insects, arachnids. I try not to kill spiders. I try to just toss spiders outside, but sometimes it's tough. It's tough. Sometimes they're fucking huge and they don't want to leave that little nook in your closet, and you're like, please, Mr. Spider, I know you're just trying to live your life, but can you go do it somewhere else? Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine. The fact that we are working for the spider god at the moment while killing a whole bunch of insects makes me pretty happy, though. It's good in a metaphorical kind of metagame kind of sense, you know? It's a good feeling. God, I love the flash freeze. Everything about it, like its hugeness, the eruption is so good. Kate and Alita, what do we have here? Oh, thank the three, you just got here in time. Those things had us cornered. Listen, we're in no condition to continue, but we need to get out of here. Do you think you could help us? Well, where will you go? We need to get these supplies back to the Conclave, but there's no way we're going to make it out there. Do you have some way of getting us all out of here safely? Well, you know what? It just so happens I can turn you into lightning blood pulp, and then you'll appear there just fine. Is that any safer given what roams the Eldritch Realm? You know what? It doesn't matter. Do whatever you need to. Whatever it takes to get us out of here. Boom! Gone. Poofed. It's fine. I'm sure they're fine. I would never doubt my own abilities to open up portals into another dimension. Right? Like, that's just... You gotta have confidence in that kind of stuff if you're even gonna mention it as an option. So, here we are. Giant fucking bird horses, bird lions, griffins. I know what they are. I was just trying to remember what kind of smushed together stuff that they come from. Breeze. Let's kill all these bad boys out before we start the totem. I don't want you here. You need to go as well. The flies are dead. Alright, this is a beast totem, right? Forsaken Eldritch Totem. Beasts are yellow. Okay. What you got? Everything's just immediately dead. I didn't press a single button. That was all just passive damage from my blade spirits and my everything else. So, that's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. Fucking love those Marks of the Myrmidon. Chillblaze. Epic one-handed sword. If it were two-handed, I would certainly be interested. But since it's not, I'm gonna have to stick you in the bucket of things that will probably go unseen. Chill Surge is a fairly common item as well, even for being epic. But it's not terrible for what we're going for if what we were going for didn't require lots and lots and lots of two-handed, weaponized madness. No more snakes. Snakes are infinitely more agreeable than bugs. So, even though we had to kill them, I feel much worse about it than I would squashing one of those enormous buggers. Hound's Bite. This is a gate. Ooh, is that another totem? Fuck yeah, I'm all about the totems. I do need some more items to flesh out this build. I do need bigger items, ultimately. Because... especially one of our rings sitting at level 40 isn't going to be the most helpful going into the bigger boss fights of this section of the game. So, this is a beast totem. There we go. Forsaken Savage Totem. Fight me! Ah, if I could have a pet griffin, I think that would be the only ability I would ever use. I would put all of my points into that griffin and making it the best possible griffin it could be. Faith Scarred. I think I have this shield. Yes. We are, apparently, since we're on normal, we're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel for epic items. I have a lot of these already in my stash, just from farming with other characters. So, we're not looking for anything in particular that's going to take us away from what we've kind of outlined now. Our current item set is adding a lot of points to stuff that's very copacetic, I guess, to our build. And then getting away from that isn't something that is going to make us do more damage. So even if I see cool things, even if I find items that seem like they're going to be useful, we just have to make sure to compare them to what we've got. Does it work with the set that I'm wearing at the moment? Does it work with the abilities that I've got going on? Does it add in any points to abilities that I'm already using? The worst part about building a set in any ARPG, honestly, is that they do take up a ridiculous amount of your gear space. So you kind of have to pick and choose what's going to be more important to you. And sometimes, if you have one item versus 3, you're going to have to make sure that that single item is worth the set bonus, all the stats on the 3 items that you're throwing away the set bonus for. The set that we have at the moment is the Eastern Pledge, which is the chest armor, the pants, and the gloves. And all this is doing is giving me a shitload of points to Sky Shard and Frozen Core, and it is also giving us the passive of the Sky Fragment. All of them are doing cold, and I think they're upping cold and lightning damage as well. So it's going to be very difficult for me to find replacements for both my pants and my gloves and my chest armor for this build. Not to say that I won't, but it's going to take a while, I am sure. Especially because cold items are not super easy to happen upon. At least over the last couple games that last couple videos that I've gone through with this character. The exploration is going swimmingly. I have not found any of the Blood of the Watchers yet, but then again, we're just kind of roaming at the moment. You know what? Let's go to the local map. I need to go here. Right? I think she said the docks and the Temple City. So I think we've just been kind of running away from the objective at the moment, which is totally my bad. But I did see this earlier and completely ignored it. Hey, there's our coven leader person on the. She's on the wrong expansion, but that's okay. That's fine. There's a statue. I think killing you, and then killing. No. She said they're instant. Maybe it's just a drop rate. Come over here. Haven't seen any just yet. The Blood of the Watchers is what we are looking for. It's going to be a purple item. It's going to pop out. I'm pretty positive it pops out of those statue enemies. Then again, I haven't invested a whole lot of time into this this expansion. I finished it, but I didn't really pay attention because I was playing it with friends, and we just kind of burned through as quick as we could to get to the end, to see the bosses, to get the items, to do the stuff. Which, I mean, it's not the worst way to play the game, but I like to stop and smell the flowers. Okay, this one's lit up, so he's gonna give us some blood. Let's pick that up. How many of those do we need? We need 2 more. Nothing there. Boop. Freeze. Dead. I still have some points to put in. We are at level 60, and I'm thinking those are going to go into my pneumatic burst. So, once I can get this little place cleared out here, I think that is going to do it for today's video. I keep hitting spacebar because spacebar in other games centers the camera on your dude, but I just need to zoom in with the mouse wheel. Here is the build again so far today. Hasn't changed from where it was at the beginning of this week, but what we're going to do is cap off our pneumatic burst. This is now going to give us 34% of our health bar back. It's going to increase our health regen. It's going to give us some total speed, which I am almost positive equates to move speed and attack speed. I think that's what that means. Maybe cast speed as well. But now that this is capped out, we need to start focusing on putting points into probably need to finish up either Ring of Steel or Star Pact. But we'll see how that goes on the next video. We'll get a little bit deeper into the build, see if we can't figure out some more efficient uses of these hotkeys. God, I use both bars. Both bars have skills. Obviously passives are all in the second, but that's fucking nuts. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow with the continuation of this video. We'll finish up this quest and get shit going. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day. See you next time.